John Morgan, you want to start us off?
Sure, thank you. Start out with Will, please. This was a long time coming for you, something you worked for, obviously a big win for you, but just talk about the overall experience. We hear about, octagon jitters and all those things. Talk about the experience and how you felt it to live up to what you've been hoping for.
No, it was an incredible experience. I think I took the first half of the week just to kind of take it all in and be really excited, be a fan of the whole thing, but once after weigh-ins, I was smiling and all that stuff, but after weigh-ins, I flipped the switch and just went into work mode, but tonight was kind of what I thought it was going to be. We had 3 weeks to get ready for this fight, so we kind of wanted to put together a game plan, but also just get out there and just have fun and fight. But I'm really happy with the whole experience. Everybody here is super professional. The first day I got here, I didn't feel like a new guy. Everybody treated me like I was supposed to be here. So it's been a smooth transition. So
I do want to ask you, watching last night what Eddie Alvarez was able to accomplish, what did that mean to you? Did it inspire you at all? Did it mean something to you? What do you think?
Yeah, definitely, man. I'm a guy that I want the best for everybody, regardless if you fight in my weight class or whatnot. I get so excited for people that when they accomplish their goals and things like that, So to see him get out there and be able to accomplish a goal that he set for himself, of course you get excited for that, It's a positive thing. So I saw him earlier today before the fights, and I congratulated him and, wish him best of luck in regards to defending the title. And, I'll definitely be working my way to get to him,
And you've made no, attempt to hide the fact that you believe you could be a champion in the UFC. How quickly, after tonight, what you were able to accomplish, how quickly do you want to get to that spot?
As quickly as possible, we have a very small window in this sport, There's no hanging out, You don't want to just be a face in the crowd. So I definitely am going to be doing my best to get on the fast track to a title, But right now I'm getting married next week, so right now I'm flipped over and let's go get married and go on a honeymoon. So when I get back from all this stuff, I'll get back into the career and trying to get to the title and things like that.
Thanks, Will. Just quickly, if I could, for Mr. Choi. Obviously, an incredible victory for him tonight. That's 3 in a row, 3 knockouts. He's making it look so easy. What has been the key to success so far?
지금 3연승 KO로 이겼는데요. 근데 지금 성공의 비결이 뭐예요?
실력이라고 생각합니다.
I think it's my abilities.
Fantastic. And I would ask, I think a lot of people are seeing some star potential. Certainly has ties to the Asian market, but a big fight here in Las Vegas tonight as well. What does he see as the future? Is it, fighting on the Asian shows and marketing himself over there, or does he see himself making a title run and fighting in the big fights here in the States?
지금 충분히 스타성 가능성이 있다고 하는데요. 앞으로 뭐 아시아 시합에만 나오고 싶은 건지 아니면 계속 그 챔피언 도전하고 싶은 건지 앞으로 계획은 어떻게 돼요?
일단 제 목표는 챔피언이고요. 그 다음에 아시아에서 하는 시합도 좋고 미국에서 하는 시합도 좋고 전 어디든 상관없습니다. 상관없는데 많은 주목을 받을 수 있는 무대에서 경기하고 싶어요.
My goal is to become champion, whether that means fighting in Asia, fighting in America. It doesn't really matter to me where I fight. I would just like to be on the big stage and trying to draw as much attention as possible.
Kevin, before we go to the next question, just an update from our medical department. Andrew Sanchez was checked out. He's been cleared by physicians. He's on his way back to the hotel. Sorry, Kev.
I had a question for you. Did you feel you had lost, kind of your conditioning, that you were, kind of gassed as the third round went on, and do you feel like her conditioning maybe was an advantage for her?
Yes, I got tired.
Was that from your pace that you set it? You really went hard in those first 2 rounds. In retrospect, do you think maybe, backing off a little bit and pacing yourself better would have been a wiser choice?
I don't know. I was fighting to win, and then in the third round I felt my arms were very tight, and I tried to keep fighting back, but Joanna, she escapes a lot, she has good hips, and she was escaping from my takedowns, and that's what happened.
Do you feel she is a better fighter than when you fought her in Phoenix a couple of years ago?
I think every fighter that knows what they want in life, improves and get better fight by fight. So not only her, but every fighter that knows what won in life gets better. And she got better like I got better, and a lot of other fighters got better as well. And I think I'm better than her technically. If it wasn't the conditioning, I could have beat her there.
And lastly for you, I mean, how difficult it is for you when you lose 2 times to the same person. It might be a while before you get another shot at her. And I know you feel like you're one of the best, if not the best fighter in the division other than she is. Is it a tough pill to swallow to be sitting there and knowing that, hey, you've had 2 cracks at it, it might be a long time before you get another shot?
I don't look at it that way. I learn fight by fight, and this just make me more hungry. I'll get back to the gym and work my ass off to get back in the octagon and fight hard again.
Claudia, just a question over here. A lot of people sort of discussing that 3rd round, about who won that round. I know the fight just happened, but when you think back to it, do you believe you won that 3rd round?
I thought I won 1st, 2nd, and 3rd round and lost the 2 last rounds. That's what I thought. But when my corner talked to me in the 4th round, he said it was 2-2, and I was kind of confused, because I knocked her down twice in the 1st and 3rd round, and I took her down, so I don't know if her striking would be more, would be better than the takedown and the knockdown that I gave her in the 3rd round,
Obviously, 5 rounds are difficult to fight. How did you feel being in a 5-round fight? Was it, obviously, you expected it to be difficult, but was it what you expected, or was it a little bit harder than you thought it'd be?
Well, I trained for 5 rounds 2 times before when I was going to fight for the Invicta title, and it's hard, it's very hard. But I think training for every fight is very hard. It's just get a little bit more tiring in your body and your mind, but it's kind of the same thing.
Still a few more minutes, guys, on Joanna. Questions? Damon Martin.
Question for Tatiana. I know from The Ultimate Fighter, obviously, you went through a lot to get here. We've heard your story a lot. How big was this moment for you to go out and really not only win, but dominate the way you did?
Can you hear me? Oh, okay. That's better. It was definitely a long road to get to this point, but I expected to be in the finale, and I expected to win the finale, and I just see it as another stepping stone in my career, and I'm just really excited that I was able to do what I said I was going to do, and showcase my skills out there in the octagon.
You were obviously the most dominant fighter on the show, and you beat a lot of veterans on the show, and you had a lot of experience there. Am I wrong in thinking that, obviously you want to take your time, but it feels like you could jump into the deep end of the strawweight division right away? It feels like you have that talent, and it seems like, you could be ready for that right away. I mean, is that kind of what you want, or do you want to pace yourself?
You know what? I take it fight by fight. Whatever the UFC gives me, that's up to them. I'm here to fight. I get better every fight, and I get more relaxed out there. And I'm just excited to be here. And whatever fight they give me, I'm going to be ready for it. So that's my answer to that.
And a question for Claudia. You and Joanna engaged in a pretty nasty rivalry during The Ultimate Fighter. I know she apologized to you after the fight. I mean, do you feel like this rivalry is done? Are you able to put it behind you? Or because you guys did exchange, there was more than a few bad words over the course of a season and over the course of your careers.
No, it's not done. Never.
What were your thoughts when she apologized to you in the octagon? I mean, do you accept that apology, or do you just kind of shake it off and move on, or how?
I move on. The things that she did during the show, and the things she said during the show was very disrespectful. And like I said, I grew up in the BJJ philosophy. I learned to respect my opponents and their coaches. And she disrespect me. She disrespect my team and my coaches, and I can't accept that.
And a question for Will Brooks. You know, Will, you obviously train an American Top Team, phenomenal team out there. Your teammate Dustin Poirier is also in the lightweight division. You're probably a little bit in front of you right now in terms of rankings. I mean, what kind of discussions have you guys had about? Now
No,
that
I
you're
won't
here?
fight my teammate.
No, I know that, but I mean, like, what you know, obviously, what kind of discussions have you had? Because you guys, you know, are both gunning for the same thing, obviously, right now.
No, I won't fight my teammate. There's no discussions. You know, this is my first fight. That's what I've been focused on. He's helped me prepare for this fight. I help him prepare for his fights. He's been an incredible friend of mine since I've been an American Top Team. I'm truly blessed to have him as a friend and as a teammate. So I'll never ever think about competing against him or the idea of it. You know, that's just how it is. You know.
And now that you are here, you know, you finally got this first fight out of the way. I mean, how active do you want to be? I mean, you were, unfortunately, we all know the story. You were kind of on the sidelines a lot, you know, with your last job. How active do you want to be? I know you're getting married, obviously, but I mean, is that kind of a hope now that they can get you, you know, 3 fights, 4 fights a year? Is that kind of the hope?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you got to stay. You got to keep working to get to the title. You know, you can't just be hanging out and hoping that something happens. You know, I'm not that type of guy. One thing that people always know about me, I'm a workhorse. I want the title, but I also want to work and compete. Excuse me. But yeah, when I get back, I'll sit down with my coaches and we'll figure out what they want me to do. Whatever my coaches tell me that they want me to do, I do it, and that's just how I operate, and that's how I think I've continued to find success. It's just listening to my coaches who support me and point me in the right directions, and we'll move forward.
For Tatiana, right here. You got the first ever Darce choke submission in a women's UFC fight. Is that a submission you felt Amanda was open to, or something that you train a lot that you feel you're really good at, or how'd that come about for you?
Actually, during practice on The Ultimate Fighter, I did get her in a Darce choke, so I knew that was something that she was susceptible to. And I'm pretty good at submissions in terms of like any type of head control. So yeah, I'm glad I'm the first to do it. That's pretty cool. So, but yeah, I'm pretty good at Darces, and I get a lot of people with them, so it's cool.
And just for Claudia, you obviously spent a lot of time around Tatiana on the show. How do you feel about where she stands in the division, how far she is from being a contender in this weight class?
Tatiana was my first pick for the girls, and when I saw her fighting in the fight to get inside the house, I saw she was one of the only ones that had a game, you know, a real game. And I think she has a lot of talent. She's very strong for the division, and I am sure she will put a lot of girls in the division in trouble.
Gadelha. Here. Claudia, how is your left leg? How is your left leg?
It's doing good. Why?
No, because he took a lot of kicks.
I defended all. No?
I don't know. I mean, do you think her kicks were important part of her game plan?
Well, she kicked me a lot in the leg, but I think I defended every kick that she threw at me, and wasn't nothing powerful, you know. I'm good.
Okay. Do you have any message for Brazilian fans after this fight?
I think it's just one more fight, you know. I learned a lot fight by fight. This is the second loss that I take in my career. And it's like I said in the octagon, you know, it's all about the respect. I respect Joanna as an opponent, but I don't respect her as a person. I said that too many times. And the reason that I wanted to get this title is to show everybody how to be a real champion, you know, very respectful.
My question's for Tatiana. Having going through the process on The Ultimate Fighter, making weight 3 times in 6 weeks, Do you think that that's something that affected your performance in the house in any way? And is that something you'd like to see maybe readdressed? We're focusing so much on weight cutting now. How much of a factor is that, doing that in 6 weeks?
For me, it wasn't really a problem. My background is wrestling, and we cut weight every week. So for me, it wasn't really a problem. I'm pretty disciplined with my diet. I eat clean. We were practicing twice a day. So, I had a goal. And when you have a goal in mind and you're determined to do something, I believe you're going to make it happen. So it wasn't a problem for me at all. I feel like I performed well all three fights, and now the fourth fight. So.
Question for Claudia. You, the women that were on your team, during their time in the house, did you ever think that you're actually helping training potential future opponents? And second question on that as well, seeing Tatiana's performance, how soon do you think she'll be ready for a potential title fight?
When I was in the gym with them, I was very concentrated in make them the winners. I wanted to see them here today with me. So I was not thinking about fighting them, even though this is possible, in the future, but I was very concentrated and I was putting all my energy in seeing them here today, and this is what happened. We had 3 members of Team Claudia here fighting in the finals today. I'm very happy about this. And like I said, Tatiana, it's one of the girls from the Ultimate Fighter that has a real game, and she has a lot of talent, and she can get to the top.
Would you rather have a rematch yourself first, or would you rather see Tatiana fight for that title?
What?
Would you rather have a rematch yourself first, another fight, or would you rather see Tatiana potentially fight for that title?
I don't even think UFC would give me a rematch right now. I want to fight again, and improve. I want to get better. I wanna get inside the octagon and show that I got better, and deserve another chance to the title. And for Tatiana, I wish her the best. And I'm sure she's gonna beat a lot of girls in the division, and she can get to the top.
Question for Joanna, right here to your right. Congratulations, of course, on a victory. Phenomenal performance. Obviously you went down early in those first 2 rounds. What was your mindset going into that 3rd round? You kind of came out and had, at that point we saw your conditioning, we saw everything kind of come into play. But what was your mindset after those first 2 rounds?
We were ready for a really tough fight with Claudia Gadelha. Really big thank you, Claudia, for this fight. We felt that she might get tired in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th round, so I was waiting for my chance. She took me down. She was trying to control me, but I felt like she couldn't do anything on the ground. I didn't feel like she can submit me, so I was waiting just for my chance. When I put on performance, I always work so hard, so I have condition for 10, 15 rounds, and you cannot be so dominant all the time. I'm ready for everyone, and I prove it again tonight.
Obviously, you and Claudia, had a pretty intense rivalry on the show. How much did your emotion play into this fight? Were you able to shut all that out? Did it motivate you coming in? I mean, how was that?
It's all over, Since I arrived to Vegas, I was so calm, so focused on the fight. Lots of bad blood between 2 of us since our first fight 19 months ago. But it's all over, we are all one, we're fighting for the best MMA organization in the world, for UFC. We respect each other, and that's all.
Obviously, now you have 2 wins over her. I know it's not often we ever see a 3rd fight, but Claudia has, I think she's shown to be the #1 contender. Do you think you will see her again at some point, or do you feel like you do put her behind you with 2 wins?
Like I said, for me, Claudia Gadelha is like one of the best strawweights in the UFC, and I said that after our first fight. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know. I know that I want to fight in New York. I don't know who is going to be my next opponent.
you had said on the conference call before the fight that after this fight you were hoping to fight for the flyweight title, to introduce the 125-pound division.
Not after this fight. I want to defend my title one more time in 115 this year, and then I will see it and think about everything. We will see how the flyweight division will grow up and when this division will show up.
Thank you.
You have proven so dominant at 115, and when you beat a number one contender 2 times, I think people wonder, what's still out there for you. Are there names that you see that make sense right away, or do you feel like you have to sit back and wait for somebody to emerge as a top contender?
No, like I don't know. Like I will be ready for everyone, But the question is if they will be ready for me.
And before you joined us, Claudia said she doesn't feel like this rivalry is over, that there's still a lot of tension. You showed a lot of respect and said, I think, it's behind us. She doesn't feel that way. Does it upset you that she feels there's something still to prove? And do you feel like, does that motivate you to want to see her again?
If she doesn't get it, I don't mind, I did what I felt that I must do, that's all, and said, so... I'm humble, I'm working so hard every day, I respect everyone, but everyone have someone in the life that you don't like, like you feel that this person can do something for you. So I had those feelings with Claudia, but not, like I said, not anymore. I close everything what was between me and her.
And with another win, there's a lot of people talking about where you fit in pound-for-pound rankings among the women. When you sit back and look across all the divisions, obviously Invicta is there as well, where do you feel like? Do you feel like you're the number 1 pound-for-pound woman in the world right now?
I don't know. I'm waiting for Ronda Rousey, For me, she's still the number 1, and she deserved to be the number 1. She was the first one, and believe me, guys, she will be back soon.
Joanna, just one quick one for you. There was some controversy online. Some people questioned the scoring in the 3rd round and thought perhaps that Claudia had won the 3rd round. Did you think there was any controversy at all? When the fight ended, did you feel like you had won?
I think that Claudia won the first 2 rounds, but from the 3rd round, I took control, that's all, and I won 3 rounds.
And then lastly, just were you surprised by the 10-8 scoring? There was, I think, the 4th and 5th were both scored 10-8 in your favor by some of the judges. Did that surprise you?
No, I'm happy that I won the fight, and it was a very tough fight. I survived, and I'm still a champion.
We'll take 2 more.
Joanna, congratulations. You practically clean up the division right now. You've beaten all the contenders, top contenders. Who do you think deserves your next title shot? Maybe Rose Namajunas, Tecia Torres, Jessica Aguilar, or even your fellow countryman, Karolina Kowalkiewicz?
I don't know. Tecia Torres lost to Rose Namajunas. I don't know. There is the fight coming up between Rose and Karolina. I don't know who is going to be my next opponent. I know mine. I know that I want to be undefeated champion, and I want to retire as undefeated, and I hope that I will make all my dreams come true. And this is what I'm doing every day.